Good evening, everyone. Just going to do a live real quick, going over this Arctic cold front that's coming in. It's going to be 70s at 80s in parts of the area, especially in Texas, across the south, ahead of this front. And then right behind it, we're going to have wind chills probably in the mid 20s to teens, even as we get into even northern Arkansas and northern Oklahoma. And then you go 100, 150 miles south, it's going to be 75 degrees. So, big Arctic fronts coming in the area this weekend, and there's going to be some snow with it and rain changing to possibly some mix across parts of the area before it all is ending. Okay, so if you're just joining us, please click that thumbs up button, that like button, share this with your friends and family, and comment where you're from. That would be great. And if y'all can hear me, okay, please let me know in comments as well. All right, we're gonna get we're gonna wait a few more minutes, let some people get on, and then we will get started. Thank you so much for joining. right, good evening, everyone. If you're just now joining us, please hit that thumbs up button, that like button, and comment where you're from. And let me know if you can hear me okay. And please share this with your friends and family so they know what's kind of going on over the next few days over the weekend. Okay. All right. So, as you see on your screen here, we have some winter weather advisories across Nebraska, South Dakota, into parts of Iowa, and then into parts of Missouri, into parts of central Illinois, just north of St. Louis. I think some of these will actually fill in as we go in through tomorrow and tomorrow night, and all this wintry weather will transition down towards possibly southern Missouri, eastern parts of Missouri, even over towards Kentucky, maybe as far south as northern parts of Tennessee, and then we get towards southern Ohio, West Virginia, over towards Virginia, and then over towards the East Coast. Here we have winter storm watches out that way as well. So this is going to be this front that's coming in. Um, it's gonna hit you. And we've been in the 60s, 70s, and tomorrow we're going to be in the 70s and 80s in parts of Texas and southern parts of the area here. And this cold front's going to come in and it's going to mean business. It's going to slap you right in the face. So let's go over a few models here real quick, and I'll go over some snow accumulations across the with our followers over here, up here in parts of Missouri, Kansas, into parts of Kentucky, maybe northern Tennessee here, and into the mid-Atlantic. All right, let's go over temperatures first, and you can see where this cold front is at. This is 10 o'clock tomorrow morning across parts of Texas here in through Oklahoma. And then, of course, the cold air loves to hang up here into the Ozarks before it comes through. But you got 63 at 10 a.m. in Little Rock, and it's going to be 24 possibly in parts of southern Missouri. This is of course this is wind chills. This is what's really going to make your really going to slap you in the face as you go outside. So a lot of your high temperatures will be in the morning hours, and then as we go throughout the day, it's going to get colder. And then like I said, as we go throughout the day, you can see how cold it actually gets. And this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You have 68 in Little Rock, and it's low 20s for wind chills up in northern Arkansas. So 50 something degree difference within wind chills here. So it's going to be, like I said, this cold's going to slap you in the face here across the area. Okay, so then as we get towards late Saturday or late Friday night into Sunday morning, or Saturday morning, that is. See, this front is making it all the way to the south. You can see where these below zero wind chills up here towards Iowa and Illinois, possibly even north eastern Missouri, teens, 20s, even 20s for wind chills all the way down towards the Gulf Coast. So, I mean, man, this is good. Like I said, this is really going to hit you all in the face. So it could be in the 60s and 70s, and the next day it's going to feel like in the teens for Saturday across some of the area here, and even in the Dallas area, it's going to feel about 20 degrees as you get up and going on Saturday morning into midday Saturday. Okay, and even down towards the Gulf Coast, it's going to feel like it's in the 30s, mid 30s. This is a huge difference from when you were in the 70s and 80s. It's going to be for tomorrow. So big time temperature differences coming for this weekend across parts of the area here. Okay, so this is just the central. I wanted to show you this first because there's going to be a dramatic temperature drop within about 12 to 24 hours across most of the area. And I tell you what, this air could have been a million times worse because there is no snowpack basically in the northern half of the United States like there was in mid January. So when this Arctic air came down in mid January, it wasn't moderating, and that's why it got so brutally cold across most of the area. Now, this is cold, but it's not going to be as cold as mid-January because we don't have that snowpack up north. So as this cold comes out of Canada, it's going to basically hit no snowpack and start moderating as it moves south. Okay, So it won't be as bad, but still, there's going to be a big temperature difference across the area. And this is an Arctic front, okay? So it's just the temperatures are moderating as they come south, even though it will get cold across the area. This front's going to make it all the way down to Florida. You can see where some of these temperatures are across the area as we go throughout most of the day Saturday and into Sunday. Alrighty, let's go over future radar here. This is 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday, at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We've got snow breaking out across Iowa into northern parts of Missouri here. Spotty showers starting to get going across southern Missouri, central Missouri. This is ahead of that front. And so as this uh, cold front basically just starts plowing south, it's gonna pick up some moisture and throw up over this front, and then you're gonna get some pretty heavy snows that'll last, a few hours. So this could add up pretty quickly, and with temperatures steadily dropping, you're gonna have some road problems, road condition issues, snow covered roads, possibly even into central Missouri and through parts of St. Louis, even the I-44 corridor. Now, as we get towards noon, you see the front is getting towards Arkansas now. Behind it, it drops rapidly. It's going to be rain changing to possibly some freezing rain, and then mixed with sleet, then possibly some snow. So it doesn't take much, especially with freezing rain, to create some problems. Like I said, the freezing rain will be brief, but it won't. It'll be enough to cause some problems. It'll be spotty though. But as we go into tomorrow afternoon, got some rain into embedded, maybe a few claps of thunder here and there across Arkansas into Tennessee, parts of Kentucky as well. Behind this, around West Plains, maybe back here towards Mountain Home, Branson, that rain could change over to maybe a little bit of freezing rain, sleet, maybe a little bit of snow mixture before it ends across north central Arkansas. Something we'll have to keep an eye on. But as we go towards the boot heel of Missouri, rain changing to sleet and freezing rain, possibly some snow at the end. And then this really gets going, and then mixing, possibly even to maybe seeing a few snowflakes down here in parts of Texas, Tennessee. And then as you get towards Nashville, as we get into tomorrow night, this is 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, rain could be changing to possibly a mix, sleet, snow before it's ending. Okay, so you might get a little quick coating around the Nashville area, northern parts of Tennessee. And then most of Kentucky here will see the changeover, but it won't last that long. But there's still some model discrepancies, of course. And that last storm system that came through, we talked about in the supporter hub for about a week and a half. There was going to be a front running storm system on Monday. That happened, and it overperformed, of course. And we had snow all the way through Memphis, all the way through parts of most of Tennessee. We had thunder snow in Nashville. So I mean, lots of 3 to 4, and 6, 7-inch amounts across southern Missouri, far northern Arkansas, with that as well. So big time bust on models on that storm system. But we saw it on the 500 millibar pattern. We talked about it for about a week or so in the supporter hub, so they knew it was coming. But this is, like I said, this is right behind this Arctic front. You can see all the. Let me get this off here for you so you can see. It's going to be pretty cold because you can see where the bands of heavy lake effect snow is coming off the lakes here in the Great Lakes. And then as we go forward here, you can see there's very heavy snow possibilities into West Virginia, and then going off the East Coast here as we go in through early Saturday morning, and it's finally exiting out of here. But there's going to be some heavy lake effect snows up into the northeastern parts of the United States. Okay, so let's take a look at what I'm thinking the snow accumulation map is going to be. Alrighty, so this in the pink think it's going to go from a rain to possibly some freezing rain and to sleet to maybe a few snowflakes at the end, maybe a little burst of heavy snow. Um, it's going to be especially across southern Missouri into northern Arkansas. It's going to be pretty spotty. So some places may get it, some places may not. It's really spotty through there. If you do get a heavier band of snow that moves through, basically a heavy snow shower or sleet or something like that, it may cause a little minor impacts on the roadways. It may get a maybe get a quick dusting before it moves out. But like I said, it's been pretty spotty. But as we go towards parts of northern Tennessee, I think rain's going to change over to sleet and snow, possibly a dusting or so, especially in the pink here, possibly a dusting, maybe a little bit more than that. And then as you get up here towards the blue, especially across basically from Raleigh to St. Louis, dusting. Then as you get towards the darker blue here, maybe upwards of 2 inches. So that's how this map is read. So as this blue is touching the pink, it's basically a dusting. Then as you get further north, it's going to be closer to 2 inches here across most of Kentucky here, dipping into far northern, just north of Nashville. And then the darker blues here, basically from just east of Kansas City, all the way to northern suburbs of St. Louis, up to Quincy, back into towards the Mid Atlantic, not including the mountains. This is far northern parts of Kentucky as well, including Louisville. I think 2 to 4 inches, maybe a little bit higher amounts, and if you get some banding that takes place. And then up and in the mountains of West Virginia, possibly southwestern Pennsylvania, I think 4 to 8 plus inches is possible across that area. So this is sorry about the south. You're not going to get snow this time. This is where the snow is going to be setting up, where this wave is coming across as this Arctic boundary is coming south. The biggest story is you're gonna feel it go from 60s, 70s, and 80s down to wind chills in the teens and 20s. It's gonna really get your attention across the area. Okay, that's basically all I have for this evening. If you're living across these areas, stay safe, especially driving, especially starting in the morning. And as we go towards Friday night in through early Saturday morning across the east. And then, like I said, it's going to be warm. You're going to walk out the door tomorrow morning in some of these areas across southern Missouri, possibly into Arkansas, Tennessee, southern Oklahoma, into Texas. It's going to be, man, it's going to be warm today. It's really warm outside. Well, then you're going to leave work 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be, the wind chills are going to be in the 20s and teens. And meanwhile, it was in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, maybe hours before. So once this front comes through, the temperatures will drop rapidly and the wind chills will drop even more dramatically as we go in through tomorrow night and Saturday. And this front is making it all the way to the Gulf Coast. And we're going to go through basically a roller coaster ride of temperatures over the next couple weeks. Talked about that over the supporter hub. And basically, the reason why this cold air is really not going to set in place, for one, there's no snowpack across the north, okay? And then we were expecting a Greenland block to really take all the low pressures and drive them into Europe. Now there's a high pressure in Europe, basically blocking, and all the storms that come across the east coast of the United States is diverting up into Greenland, which basically cuts off some of our teleconnections to the cold air. So it's going to come back from time to time. And then as we go, basically as we go through the rest of the month. So it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. It's going to be warm, going to be cold, going to be warm, going to be cold. That's how the rest of the month is going to play out across this area. But this weekend, very cold air is coming in especially for this time of year as averages are going up. Like I said, we got used to a little bit warmer weather this week. This air is going to slap you in the face as we go into tomorrow night and Saturday. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. And thank you so much.